Hello. All right, we are now live here from Caesars Res 2026. It is the Reservation Economic Summit. This is my second year here. I don't know why the light here looks like we got neon lights going on.
Oh yeah, it does.
I'm like,
party lights.
We're not at a strip club, okay? We are handling business here.
Is that yet?
No, ever. No.
Good now.
On my channel, my wife will kill me, so let's go. That can't happen. So, for the episode here, we got Res 26, like I mentioned already. I'm the host of Mind Green here, Green Bay Packers all-time leading rusher, Talk to All Nation. And to my left here, we got Mary Jane, going to be this is my first time, so my official first guest, along with Route Barrel as well. And then my man Cole Peters, who is the creator, along with Zor, of NativeAmericans.com. So we are here we're on the block right now. We were inside this room behind us, and I was like, hey, we got to come out, right? We got to come out. see the crowd, hear the crowd, be in with all the people that are getting ready to sit at panels, listen to things that are, I say, going to be initiatives and plans for Native tribes in and throughout the United States, right? Going on here today. So that's what Res is. I remember Cole a couple years ago mentioned this to me. Amon, you got to come to Res with me. And I'm like, what is it? Then he kind of, we come in his own form, mess around and talk. But when I got here, I was like, dude, this is pretty cool. All the tribes from all 50, I'll say 48 continuous, and then Alaska as well, Hawaii, are all here for a cause, for their cause.
574 federally recognized tribes.
Have the mic. Yeah.
575, 575 federally recognized tribes.
Yep. So
so I'm pretty sure they're all here, minus 11. So,
yep. So cool. Keep the mic. Keep the mic.
Hey, what's up?
So tell everybody about the idea of what got you going to create NativeAmericans.com.
So NativeAmericans.com, we're just going to do a quick intro because Zor wants to do another podcast straight intro on it.
Okay.
So, but NativeAmericans.com, we built it for the people, kind of like FUBU, for us, by us, to plug in our businesses, plug in, our people, plug in everything. We got antiesonly.com. We got,
That's hilarious, by the way. When I saw this last year, I was like, you're a genius. You're a marketing genius.
And honestly, with that being said, Mary Jane plugged in some good stuff for antiesonly.com. So we might rip that up. A great idea, genius idea. So yeah. But yeah, otherwise NativeAmericans.com, it's just all around just everything Native American. So check it out. Check out the website. We got a powwow trail map. We got a business section. We got literally everything. So I apologize, my phone. Jesus. But yeah, with that, I'm just gonna pass the mic off and let these guys chop it up. But yeah, we're just here from Res, talking good stuff and yeah, business. Yeah. We're all here to connect and build up our network and businesses and kind of go from there. So
this is the nervousness.
Nervous. You never see Cole Peters nervous unless he's got a microphone in his face,
I've never seen Cole like this.
Right.
Wow.
I know.
So, Rob, introduce yourself. And
first off, man, I'm on green for real. I'm on green.
Yes.
Like, I'm a massive Packer fan.
Thank you.
For real.
Thank you.
So this is a big deal. Batman, all the things, like everything, man. Like,
thank you.
I love you, dog. Thank you for everything you did for the Packers. Thank you for just staying committed to the state. Yep. Thank you for coming and staying committed to Indian country, dog. Like, seeing you last year was a big deal for me. We have a massive contingent from the Midwest and Wisconsin that comes down. And this is where the rubber meets the road at Res. This is real deal. This is not gaming. Everyone thinks tribes are all about gaming, right? This is everything outside of gaming, which means like our livelihood. Like our livelihood is dependent upon all the people that are here influencing decisions on how the next generation is going to be better off than this one, right? So this is what it's all about at Res. This is community. This is idea sharing, supporting guys like Cole with NativeAmericans.com, ICIA, cannabis. Like we're now mainstream, right?
Yep.
Like it's a trip. But 5 years ago, her and I were just talking in the hallway because we couldn't talk about cannabis in a real room.
Wow.
So it's been 5 years of our journey to become considered legitimate or credible. And this is a plant medicine that we know helps people, right?
A lot.
So that battle is because of everyone else and guys like Cole supporting us. There's stigma around all that, but there's stigma around just being an innovator in Indian country and having ideas.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a repression or like a crabs in a bucket mentality where it's don't be too successful or make too much money or share too many ideas, right?
Wow.
Because it's like pushing back.
Right.
But it's okay. Like that's what this is about. That's why I love guys like Cole. That's why I love he's bringing you into the fold. This is important, man. This is symbiotic and honored to have you in community with us too, Amon.
Hey, thank you for that as well. But
and honestly, to add on to Rob's, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know.
Yep.
And once you learn that lesson and strictly learn that lesson, I mean, your life gets so much better. It's these guys are awesome. Mary Jane.
All right, so we'll bring it. Like I said, my first official guest to the NativeAmericans.com podcast. We got at first I thought it was a joke because he said her name jokingly, so I'm thinking Mary Jane. I'm like, that's why professionally I'm like, all right, what's your real name? But her real name is Mary Jane. And Mary Jane, please introduce yourself. Let people know what you're doing and the inspiration behind where you're at now. Sarah, basically selling marijuana here, good ways to help people out, you know, because it's something we all know. It can help make a difference in your life and more, I'll say, holistically than anything else.
Absolutely. I think you just predicted the future of what we could see here at Reservation Economic Summit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not that kind of trade show floor yet. So there's not
Correct.
the access, but what we do sell, if you will, is the education to help eliminate the negative stigma. So yes, Mary Jane on my birth certificate. That's my real name.
Got it.
I serve as the executive director of a very powerful organization called the Indigenous Cannabis Industry Association, and Rob is our president. And we come here together to just really amplify the voices of Indigenous communities that are leaning into plant medicine, as well as economic development, health development, because there's still just really more than anything, a lot of negative stigma around healing and the wellness component, which of course, health and wellness is, you know, a multi-billion-dollar industry. And we're not talking about it so much in that aspect yet. So I also bring along, I think, more of the conversation around how do we eliminate the stigma by rebuilding and repairing the harms from the war on drugs in the past. So my grandma, I put her on the cover of THC magazine. I'm also the publisher of Tribal Hemp and Cannabis magazine. So it's the nation's first, like I say, high times of Indian country to share, like similar to what Cole was saying, you know, for us, by us, our Indigenous communities, you know, we've been doing this before colonization, before contact.
Exactly.
A lot of the communities here have stories, pre-contact stories about this plant and this medicine. So we're just here to, more than anything, just provide safe spaces for healthy conversations for the plant.
Yep. So how long have you been at this, on this journey? When did this journey start?
Oh gosh, I was here in Vegas in 2019 covering the Las Vegas Paiute Tribe's High Times Cannabis Cup. I actually used some of that content.
You said
Cannabis Cup, yeah. So that's why we are really at
what was the competition? I just want to know.
It was pre-rolls, it was indoor flower, outdoor flower, like they just had a whole category.
So there's an actual like competition.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Yeah. That's what they just clarified.
Yeah. You can be a judge.
Yes.
No, Cole can't judge.
Oh,
But yeah, no, I kind of my early get my PhD in cannabis education. It started here in Las Vegas because, you know, tribes like the Las Vegas Paiute, first drive-through in the country, owned and operated by a tribe. First consumption lounge, owned and operated by a tribe. So tribal sovereignty is the spear point of this federal cannabis reform conversation. And yet, out of 575 federally recognized tribes, over 500 of them are not having this conversation about should we, could we. So yeah, education is our platform.
Gotcha. So what's been the biggest like bump in the road, if there's been any, during your journey, like getting the word out? You know, people countering you, or maybe trying to, like I said, put a bump in your road to be like, slow you down, or this is not something that should be talked about a whole lot.
You know, tribes, and that is the aspect of self-determination and sovereignty, is it's their right to really do these programs how they want to for their community. But sometimes there's a lot of external influence that induces them. There's a lot of, you know, bullshit happening in the consulting cannabis industry. It's not anything unlike what we saw in the gaming industry. Predatory contracts, lack of internal controls, and outsiders coming in and having way too much influence on your books. And at the end of the day, I think that's the biggest thing. They don't like us being organized. Those kind of groups really do not like us being organized, because then we're in forums like this and people are talking. And so that really helps. Yeah, helps eliminate some of the bad actors, if you will, in the cannabis industry.
And what you just talked about was basically way back when, you know, when the United States was created, it was divide and conquer. You know, in every aspect of it, and why the tribes, you know, what I studied in history and geography as a major in college, of how, you know, the United States government did that to separate, to divide and conquer, to pose tribes against tribes, and this kept that separation there for all these years. But now through technology and through other things, fast forward to where we're at now, now that's just kind of slowly getting cheeked away, you know, for people like yourself, myself, Rob as well, Cole, because, you know, you got to have change. And if you're not a change agent, you know I am. You know, that's why I do a podcast. Why I do this podcast. When he asked me to do this, I kind of knew where he was going because I knew about the website and just knowing that you want to bring this to a platform where the word gets out about everything, not just okay, we're Menominee, I'm Choctaw. No, not just saying that. Saying we're doing not only this is my tribe. This is what I'm doing with my tribe, with your tribe.
Shared economies, and that's really what we're doing is repairing some of those ancestral trade routes and trade routes so that tribes can be more united in the cannabis community for that specific purpose. Is, you know, not one tribe can do it all, nor should they even really think about trying, because, you know, from what we've seen in the patchwork state by state, that would be damn near impossible, especially if we're talking like medical cultivars. You know, and it really is exciting to see that tribal nations are leading. They're leading. Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
Exactly. Want to pass the mic to Rob real quick?
This is a hot spot, by the way. Like having everybody walking by. It's like the who's who of Indian country.
My idea, because I was like, we're in this room at first behind us, and I'm like, found Cole. I was like, Cole, we got to switch this, man. Why are we inside a room? We got to get on the street, basically.
If you're in Vegas and you're a listener, then you definitely have to check out, you know, all of the events that we got going on tomorrow night at Nuwu. Because
all week we
in
got
addition to the education,
Res takes over Vegas, y'all.
We are having a lot of fun after-hour events and activities to continue to build, you know, the safe social consumption lounge places at the Cosmo for our members. The Nuwu event that we're doing with the Sacred Circle, Res Rocks. I mean, there's just a lot of space for celebration here.
Nice. I'm gonna definitely check this out. Get the event times on everything. So let me talk to Rob a little bit.
Roberto.
No, I just want to pass the mic to you, Rob. And so, can you tell me your role?
Sure.
What you're doing?
Yeah. So I'm an entrepreneur. I'm Bad River, Oneida, German, and Polish from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Proud, obviously. I started a cannabis company in 2019 after the Farm Bill rolled out. I wanted to grow CBD and hemp, kind of mother-in-law weed, as I called it, what I could give my mother-in-law to help with her joints, but she wasn't going to get weird, right?
Gotcha.
So then that whole thing, I started the business, and I started it with a transparent business model, because I always there's no secrets in business, right? Like, I'd rather share everything and hope that the tribes would see and other entrepreneurs or operators would see what I'm doing and then be inspired. So I was trying to share my story about Candigenous and what was happening, but there was no national platform for indigenous cannabis or hemp. Nothing existed.
Wow.
So like I said, 5 years ago, when I was here for other things business related, there was a whole cannabis conversation that was happening in the hallway. And I met her the night before at Paris at 1 a.m. The hotel, not
that's
Paris.
How the best conversation started.
Right. Not in Europe, but and there's no clock, so you have no idea what time it is. Correct. I think it was 1 a.m.
Right.
But THC Magazine had written an article about Candigenous, and we had never met. But she had, I always call it, I was a center. I was a centerfold in THC Magazine, so I'm always proud about that. Right.
Show them the picture.
No. But so
that was meant to be.
Apache Danforth, really good friend, used to work with me, found her at the bar, said, hey, this girl with this magazine, Tribal Hemp and Cannabis, wrote an article about Candigenous. You have to meet her. And her name is Mary Jane. I'm like, fuck that. That's bullshit. Sorry.
I
don't know if I can swear or not.
It's okay. That's what I said to Cole.
Right.
Are you telling the truth? Are you messing around right now?
That's fake news, right?
Right. It's a real name. I was like, oh.
So I met her that night for a minute. And then the next day we convened in the hallway and had a real conversation. But she was so inspiring to me with all the work that she had done with Indian education, and just she's a superstar, just an all-star of on every level, one of the smartest people I know. So, and her name is Mary Jane. What's better? If I was to start an association to lead the cause for indigenous cannabis, I would hire someone named Mary Jane Oatman to run it, right?
Right.
So a year later, I did that. I created the association, the first international trade association devoted to the advancement of cannabis and hemp for Indian country. I talked to her and I sold her so hard to come work for me. and kind of set down the magazine for a second. So this is a big deal that this is back.
Correct.
Like this is a massive deal.
It's nice.
But it's been like a 4-year hiatus of THC, so that she has been doing that heavy lift with me to elevate this industry and like prioritize plant medicine because it's not scary. And like she talked about before, that mentality of divide and conquer, that, you know, the government's put tribes in this position for a reason.
Correct.
To not have resources and to have to compete against each other and break each other up, right? But this is different. Our goal is to resource each other, leverage each other, organize.
Yes.
There's solidarity in that, right? And there's power in that too. So
very much power.
Long story short, over the last 4 years, hiring her, finding her, it's all serendipitous. We also share a birthday. We're both Pisces. It's a trip.
Oh my goodness.
But we're family. Like, this is my sister. So what's that? And Chris James, who's the founder of Rez. Like, we're all birthday twins.
Wow.
February 25th is a special day.
I'm February 16th.
Oh, yeah. All right. All right.
Nice.
But that being said, like what we've done here, and I hate to pat myself on the back, but we have to a little bit, right? This is a big deal.
Yeah.
We're not just in the hallway talking about cannabis. We have a room. We have 4 different panels.
Yeah, you have your panel. Yeah.
We are the official conduit of the National Center for Cannabis and Hemp to make it okay to talk about, because it's important that we do that. And like we said, not to carry on with what you said, but the competitive nature of tribes and gaming is not what we want in cannabis. We want to build an indigenous supply chain so tribes don't have to do everything.
Correct.
Tribes that have great retail locations can be supported in that venture. Tribes that can do cultivation, tribes that have a land base. It only makes sense if we understand where everyone's at, so we can kind of put that puzzle together, right? So long story short, that's how we got here.
Got you. So Mary Jane, real quick. So we got a product right here. Thank you, Rob. Got a product right here. So let's can you tell us what you got here?
Oh, when we talk about inspiration, that was a big part of, I'm always working on education.
Correct.
And a lot of the places that I go, the number 2 question that I get asked is MJ your real name? And then the second question is, do you got seeds and samples? And so I work with a lot of elders that need access. And so I was inspired by my brother Rob and his brand Candigenous to enter into the cannabinoid sexual wellness space. And so Intimately MJ, I'm here at Rez to launch my brand. I have a 6-in-1 functional CBD mushroom gummy, mango gummy. I have an intimacy oil that is going to be coming out as well, CBG gummies. And so it is really also changing the conversation. A portion of the proceeds go back to missing, murdered Indigenous women and sexual domestic violence women's initiatives and charities. So
great
always a cause behind the brand, but this one specifically is going to shift that narrative. There is a void in Indian country for cannabinoid sexual wellness products, and so I'm filling a niche that really is going to be needed to shift the conversation, considering 1 in 5 Indigenous women will be a domestic violence victim.
Correct. So where can people in the chat find this?
Well, we're still working on the launch, so this is the FOMO. You can't get it just yet.
Not yet.
If you were here at Rez, you could definitely get it.
Yep. And you got website. You have
not yet. No.
Social media.
Social media. Mary Jane _flower girl. But the best place that you can find all things tribal hemp and cannabis information is at www.indigenouscannabis.org, our ICIA website. You can get a hold of Rob. You can find my contact information. All of our board of directors. We have a badass board of directors.
And what was that?
www.indigenouscannabis.org. INDIGENOUS.
IG.
You got it, my man.
ENIOU.
But yeah, NativeAmericans.com, another one of those inspirational areas. Looking forward to future collabs with Cole to continue that powwow trail map. I think that's going to be handy for us.
Just drop me the spelling.
And it's only improving. I got to take a break. I got to go get the table runner.
Okay.
For NativeAmericans.com, so people can see what we're
there's
a lot of people here stopping by. So Aman will keep going. Rob and Mary Jane. I find a filler for my.
Thanks, Cole.
Yep. So let me get that spelling. Let me get in there. So I-N.
D.
Is it? I'm sorry. I-D-E-N.
It's you want I-N-D-I-G.
I-G.
E-N-O-U-S.
E-N-O-U-S.
IndigenousCannabis.org.
Cannabis.
You're really working my old ass eyes here, mister.
.org.
INDIGENOUS. IndigenousCannabis.org.
There we go. I got it in there. Got it in there.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So what number of res this is for you?
Res number 6.
Number 6?
Number 6.
And Rob, what number is this for you?
5.
5. Yep. And so how has it changed over the years in those 5-6 years of coming in, of seeing the organization get a little bit more, better connected, right? And what's that been from a viewership coming in looking like every year over here?
I think that the res crowd is getting younger. That is one of the things that I'm noticing is younger C-suite in Indian country, which is really exciting because you're seeing a lot of progressive growth and development, but from these younger generations that kind of have, they want to hold Mother Earth harmless in the development work. So when we're talking about building out corporate enterprises, global branding and partnerships, and they're doing it from a perspective that it's not all about the dollar. Sometimes you can say no to a dollar if it's going to be harmful for Mother Earth. So data centers is a huge conversation here at Res, the wide world of global trade. I think the conversations that are here are all innovative areas of development, globally speaking, where tribes are at the front of the line. And that's very rare. That's like super rare that tribes are always at the front of the line for something that is on the cutting edge. And we saw that a lot with the solar technology, and we see it with fiber optics. Now we're seeing it with AI. There's a tribe that's going to be presenting on a panel that I'm facilitating, only tribe in the nation that has a digital economic zone. And so they're already thinking, how do we protect tribal sovereignty in this, framework
on the reservation?
On the reservations. And especially now, as you look at Congress, enacting legislation around AI centers, what does that mean for Indian country? Are we being left out of those conversations?
Correct.
Because if you're not at the table, then you know the saying. So
yeah, I've been in those conversations. I'm on them.
My goodness, this is amazing. All right, fans.
Oh, okay.
This is so cool. So I'm here with a rock star, a celebrity, no doubt, and Indian country's walking by like, oh my gosh, is that Amon Green? People want selfies with him in the middle of a podcast. That is awesome. I know.
Not far. Was it from?
I can't believe I'm sitting in between you guys. Little Wisconsin sandwich. I am the cheese.
I've been there once. Yep, I know where. I've been there. All right. Thank you. Yep. Oh, man.
That was super cool.
Yep. So,
go ahead and make it a
so with the connectivity you just talked about there, and seeing, like you said, younger people, younger generation coming in now, getting locked in, focused on helping the change. So what's been the biggest takeaway from that aspect for yourself? Somebody that, you started on your road and now where you are, to see how does it feel to see that change happen?
It's a bridge. I have heard it from so many of our elders that have always known that this plant medicine was a medicine. But I have heard the saying from more than one elder that you can teach an old dog new tricks. And so these young people here are igniting new ideas, new thoughts, because a lot of our wisdom carriers are also walking along these halls, and we don't want to lose that knowledge from the wisdom keepers. As we age, we want to keep that wisdom in these circles. And so that's what I also love, is it's a very blended crowd. Even though there's a lot of young people here, you're seeing the legacy elders that have been a part of building tribal economies. They're still here. So the bridging of that knowledge to kind of keep it here, I think is what has me probably the most lit up, because that is very anti-tribal culture. It's not traditional to just, just throw them in a nursing home,
Correct.
No, I mean, you're seeing them going around here like beep, beep, watch out. They're in wheelchairs, they're in the little motor scooters. I brought my 88-year-old grandma with me.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a very special event. It's powerful for our elders to be here. It inspires hope for them as well. Like my grandma, she says, I don't know if I'm going to make it next year, but she every year says that when she makes it down here. And that's why she comes, is because we're not promised a tomorrow. And she wants to live it up today.
True. Rob, if you want to jump and chime in. The question was like seeing the youth coming here and seeing the kind of the change kind of happening from your point of view when you're here, your 5 years, just seeing that, and how's that feel to you, seeing that change happen?
It's inspiring. As she said, leadership is changing, right? And the generation, just the acumen that people have is different, right? We're all digital, and like people use AI all the time. So
that is huge. That's a big difference.
Seeing us advance at such a rapid rate is exciting for me, but also, like she said, to have the levity to have our elders here to provide that frame of reference for us is critical. And I think that's the special thing about Indian country. You don't typically go to like a business conference and you see the elders or like an elder room.
Okay.
You see that at Res. And it's important because councils will have their elder council. So when they're trying to make big decisions for their community, they will go get that frame of reference from the elders to have that peace of mind or that confidence to move forward.
Yeah.
So that sort of hierarchy is amazing to see play out, and then be, transcendent generationally to empower the next generation to actually execute at a high level. So what we're seeing right now at Res is execution at a high level in Indian country like we've never seen before, at a time when not only does our country need it the most, but Indian country needs it the most.
Right.
With federal grants going away and just like seeing what's happening out there, right?
Yeah.
Our reliance on the federal government is not something that we can depend on.
No.
But our reliance on each other is something that we can.
Yeah.
And that's what you're seeing at Res. And I think the theme of, rising, right? We're all lifting each other up. It's a real thing.
No, you gotta do that. I say biggest thing, like me coming from a place where, 15 years ago when I was playing in the NFL, I was a rep for the union, and then now I'm on the Pro Football Retired Players Association. So, like we mentioned, Mary J, having a seat at the table, having these conversations, like with the NFL, with the current players, PA, and making sure that the retired player still has a stake in something, because things that we find out, through playing football, we played a full contact sport, and some of the things that you were talking about right now, can't help us in that aspect. But as I mentioned before we went live, sometimes for a player trying to like medicate himself, he'll get in trouble, or his career stink, so it's interesting, me learning that from my aspect of it and seeing it. But then when I came here for the first time, it's like I kind of been in this space. It's like going on in that same type of, idea of.
I never saw myself being an advocate,
right?
Like being a businessman, but it's a critical component if you're going to be good at business, is to be part of that advocacy or empowerment movement, right?
Yeah.
To be at the table advocating for others. And the more that you share, I believe in karma, like it'll all come back to you as well.
Yeah, especially good stuff, good karma, right? To that point, what's been some lessons learned on that journey? We'll start with you, Rob, and then kick it over to Mary Jane.
Well, no matter what you do, like there's going to be speed bumps or lessons learned. It's not all wins all the time. And anytime that you work in Indian country, it's highly political, so understanding that as we try to remain objective in our role as an association, everything else is subjective and it's sort of operating in a vacuum. So we have to sort of live by that philosophy of, we can control what we can control, and everything else, we just have to let that be the way that it is, but just stay the course. So, it's tough to have a heavy lift and to create this big table, right? This kind of table by us for us. And not everyone will be happy, but knowing that we have good partners and good alignment, and we have these pillars that we've built a foundation on, keeps our compass straight, I guess. So no matter what you do, you're gonna take some hits, and it's how you kind of handle those hits and keep coming back that are gonna define you. And for this industry, it's important that we stay resilient.
You got to. Mary Jane, thank you, Rob.
When you grow things, it's not about instant gratification. And so we're planting, cultivating, yes. So we've been planting some seeds that,
literally for you,
literally planting some seeds.
Metaphorically, yes.
Metaphorically, for some harvests that are for the next 7 generations.
Right.
Being on the front lines, advocating for the policy work. But I think my biggest takeaway is that while this work is so important, we have to take a step back and be present for our people at home. And I think that that's a balance and a struggle that every person that works and is passionate about what they do,
right,
or people that are overworked, and no matter what, you just have to make sure to take time for your family. That for me is like the biggest lesson learned. Yeah. But mine has always been like tragic circumstances, like reminding me that I have to take that time out.
Yeah.
And the journey.
Yeah, we're on.
Okay.
Yep.
So fun.
No, it is.
It's right reunions everywhere. Yeah. But so that's
why I wanted to be right here. Right?
Taking the time to be here with our people. So that is Res as well. Yep. Is that we do a lot of work, and this is work. Don't get me wrong. Everybody here being at Res, but don't beat yourself up for going out and having a good time and celebrate here in unity with community here at Res, because this is very, very much a gathering place where a lot of people, they're going to go back to their communities, and people are going to shame them for being here because a lot of money, Indian country money, very valuable resources, stays here in the city. So, I think that we get a lot of backlash as professionals doing this work. So, take the time and give yourself grace, I think, is a big part of that.
Yeah, and it's a back and forth. And for the good work you put in, there's the few out there. There's always a small percentage. As my mom and dad call them haters, there's a small percentage that's, they either want to be doing it themselves, and like they didn't get up off the schneid. They didn't get up and do it. Y'all decide, something motivated you, and you hit the switch.
That's what I love about the work that we do with the ICIA. There's trying to be as inclusive as possible, like low bar, and it's going to continue to grow and evolve, and some people are going to hop off the train, and but we want to be able to provide as many supports as possible. So being here at an event like Res, I've heard it from so many people. I had no idea this organization even existed. That's why we're here. And I had to take time out from family. Rob did as well. We travel. A lot of people travel to be present here.
True.
So shout out to your family back home
I was just with my daughter and my granddaughter, and flew out here from a little camp we did. What's up, sir?
Mary. Oh gosh, everybody.
That's the Mr. Chance Rush. Oh my gosh.
Again. Say this. Everybody out there, listen, you got to get involved with our organizations that we got going on. Go after it, keep killing it, making it happen. When you got people like Amon sitting at the table with Mary, with Rob, all of us sitting at the table like this, we're getting down to business. All right. Yep. So whatever they tell you right now, keep following that. Keep supporting it. Keep following those dreams. Keep going after those things. I really mean it, man. Listen, in the country, everybody out there, listen to me. We are in a time and a place right now. We have to grind together. We have to work together. Yep. We have to all come together, wherever you're from, backgrounds, whatever it may be. I'm very grateful for, Amon for honestly, spilling his heart in their tribal communities. Yeah. This is the third time I've seen him, doing some great stuff, and so I want to thank you both for the hard work that you're doing. So everybody back home, man, you were put on this earth to do some crazy, amazing, powerful, wonderful things. So take a moment to yourself and just know that you're a blessing. Don't wait on people to make moves for you. You go out there and you make moves, okay? Yeah. Let me get out here with this. God first, you second, your plan third, and your team fourth. Let's go. See y'all down the road.
He's done it a few times. He's done that a few times. I met him part of the Native American Athletic Department. I ended up coaching the boys all-star game in Minnesota. So all the tribes had representation of players there. And in Minnesota, I coached against I can't think of his name right now, but another former NFL player, but tribe as well. Sure. And his tribe is in Seattle area, Washington State area, but it was a fun experience, and having chance meeting him and doing that So yeah, so my journey started basically, and that's my next question for you both. I'll share my journey real quick. My journey started with Cole, like I mentioned at the start of the podcast. He asked me, he said, "Hey man, you ever heard of Res?" And I'm like, "No, what is it?" And he explained it, and I was like, "I'm there." I said, "I gotta be there because my mom always told us as kids we were part Choctaw." So for me, I've always wanted to really get that history down, so I know where I'm coming from. You know, I know on my dad's side and his family, and that side was pretty much, you know, African indigenous over there. But on my mom's side, what are, if she said Choctaw, okay, I want to find exactly where at in the U.S. because I know that's not far from Omaha, Nebraska, where I grew up. Where can I find that? You know, so coming here, meeting a few people last year where I got on that road of kind of asking questions like, how can you help me here? I want to find this information? And a lot of it's, again, like Chance said, doing it on your own. You know, and that's what me and my one of my nephews too were also doing the same thing. So we've ended up finding it's between Choctaw Nation and maybe Mosquito Creek. So in that area, that's both Oklahoma and Kansas areas. So trying to find that to really know basically who I am. You know, so my question I pose to you, Mary Jane and Rob, is what was that first experience like here at Res? Sharing your initiative, your plan, and what you wanted to do to be that change agent.
It was a very powerful moment the first time that we had the opportunity to have a stage here at Res officially for the ICIA, because it was standing room only. It was a packed house. So that's a lot of pressure, if you will, but it also was the validator for us that the organization was timely. Right. And the Indian country was ready for this conversation and that they were willing to take it to the next step. After we presented here at Res, it was then that we started having tribes start to join by way of resolution, standing behind the work that we do.
Right.
And, you know, as I mentioned earlier, 575, we still have a long ways to go. Yeah. But when we do our lobbying work in Washington, D.C., and we have our legislative priorities and we have the reform ideology and think tanks, that is Indian country's ideas. You know, we want to make sure that it's not, you know, big tobacco, big alcohol, and big pharma oversaturating our voices as we work to heal our communities. And so this stage that we're going to be doing, I think we've got 4 now. So we went from, you know, 1, you know, standing room only stage to now having 3 consecutive days of cannabis on the conversation here at Res. So I kind of feel like, you know, take my hat off, we've arrived, like the work is done. But it's not, you know, we know that it's not, it's going to keep going, but it really is one of those like pat ourselves on the back moment that has happened, that we're over at least one big hurdle on the negative stigma.
Gotcha. Rob, you want to add anything to that?
I mean, she hit it on the head, but what you said, I think, is important. I think everyone's trying to figure out like who they are, right? And even later in life, like my dad passed. He was full-blooded Oneida and Bad River, but he passed when I was a year old. And my mom remarried to Harry Hills. He was a German Polish guy.
Gotcha.
So I grew up in a very non-native world, but I had my family in Milwaukee. And my native family is from Milwaukee. Like, I didn't grow up on the reservation, right? So we're all like South Milwaukee, Bayview area. But I think there's something that, you know, for me, I was intimidated to come in and like be Indian. Like, and what does that mean? Like, I'm enrolled.
Right.
I know all that, but now I'm a business owner and now I'm like trying to work in this space and integrate. But am I like an imposter because I didn't grow up on the reservation, because I don't know like traditions and culture, right?
I know that feeling a little bit.
For real, like it's intimidating, and it's something that you either, if you want something enough, you're going to put yourself out there to like take that chance, that risk, right? And so I think what's great about Res is everyone's here doing that. Everyone's here taking that chance or that risk, and you know, pitching, right? Like, that's life, is like a pitch. So for me, coming here, I felt empowered because you meet guys like Cole and you meet Mary Jane, and these are people with ideas, right? But you can't do it alone. And this is where you find your people. This is where you find your peers. There's people that tell me that crazy idea that you have that you don't want to tell anybody else.
Oh, I got it.
You can do that here.
I got a few.
Exactly. You know, I love it, man. And honestly, like she said, to have you here, like in community with us, this is a big deal.
I'm coming
It's a
in
big
here
deal
for the
Indian
rest of my
country
life,
too. So.
you know.
But I think we're all on that same journey, man. Just trying to like find that for ourselves, and for me, for my kids too, because I want to, as much as I can pass down to them, I want just from a knowledge base, right? Because I didn't have that, so 100%. Everything I can do to make up for that.
100%, yeah, 100%, yeah. I just want to like, reason why I'm here is one, like I said, my journey to find out who I am really, but then continue to come back. You know, like because last year I didn't have a tape. I didn't have a table here. You know, but I said, Cole, you know, we could do this with, you know, with if you're doing I got my own podcast. We could just do that. You know, because you know, we like I said, Mr. Talk a Lot was all nervous. I was like, this dude is never.
I've never seen him like that.
Right, until he got a mic in his hand, and I'm like, dude. He said, what do you mean? I'm like, I do a podcast. I've got almost 300 episodes down. It's not hard. We just need an internet and we need a power outlet. You know, and thank you for the stitching cord. Right? I appreciate it. I said, that's all we need. He's like, really? I'm like, yes, it's not rocket science. I mean, even though I got the mics and everything, we don't even need that. We have audio from the computer. He's like, oh, I'm like, yes. Another place, another platform out there to, you know, spread out the information that we're giving. Thank you, ladies. Yeah. So we got some stuff dropped off at the table. But thank you for the talk here. If you want to add anything else, because I know you guys got panels and stuff you want to see, but
so we have a lot going on tomorrow night.
Yeah. Okay.
That's sort of like the cannabis takeover at Res. From 6 to 10 at New Woo, there's an activation, and there's all these artists
all
that showed it there before. Gary Farmer, Uncle Brownie, you know, kind of everybody's native grandpa / uncle will be here.
Okay.
And then that's transitioning from New Woo down to Backstage Bar and Billiards on a Fremont after that.
So old Chicago. I mean, old Vegas.
Old Vegas.
I'm about to say old Chicago. Old
like all indigenous creatives, man. And I couldn't be more excited.
And I remember going there, seeing the artists perform on stage, rap, sing country, whatever, you know.
Dude, Mickey Free? Come on. That's like Prince's former like lead guitarist. Yeah. For real.
Oh wow. See, I knew the revolution. I didn't know individuals. Like I knew.
Remember that Chappelle show when they played basketball?
Yep. Blouses. Yes. I remember that now. Yes. Blouses. He jumps up, dunks his blouse as he floats down. That's like the best. Oh my God. That's some good stuff. Okay, yes. I know who that is now. I didn't know that I was gonna learn from watching the Dave Chappelle show. Yes, 100%, 100%. So all right.
That's my last part.
Got it. Mary Jane, anything from, you know, where people can look you up? Obviously what you got going on here, you kind of mentioned it already, but if you want to reiterate that, go be my guest.
Yeah, I mean, just indigenouscannabis.org for all things, you know, for the work that we're doing for the organization. Every year we host a conference in Washington, D.C. It's a policy summit. We're planning our 5th annual Washington, D.C. policy summit in November. So if you want to be involved in that, sponsors, we're always looking for supporters. Check that out on our website. And if you have never attended a reservation economic summit, start planning your 2027 res. So you can be in the seat right here with Amon,
and
like
getting interviewed.
next year, getting interviewed. But yeah, I think that the biggest thing is just really just showing up, being present as much as possible. And I am empowered by what you're doing here because there's a lot of people that are place-based. The economy's been really shitty to a lot of people. And so being here present, thank you for providing this forum so that we could bring this event back into all of your homes and, you know, for your listeners to be able to learn something special about what's going on here.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yep. Yeah, big hug there. Thank you. Yeah, we'll be talking. So enjoy your day. They got the good stuff. I'll keep all this. Oh, somebody's. Yep. So there was Mary Jane and Rob Perro. Great conversation there. I'm gonna take a little break here. We're gonna find Cole. Cole disappeared on me. We're gonna get him back on here, and we got our board, our advertisement, but we need more than this. We need a little bit more. So, all right, y'all. Be right back here in a few minutes. Here on we're on the Mind Green TV on YouTube and my LinkedIn and on my X account. So we'll be right back in a few minutes.
This is my favorite cookie.
What's up, OG John? How you doing, man? Welcome into the podcast. So I'm here from RES 2026, with this Reservation Economic Summit here in Las Vegas, and we're at the Caesar Hotel, man. Hope you're doing good, having a good Monday. And so we just had a great talk with two individuals that are here to advocate for cannabis in reservations and for mental health and for women and all type of stuff. We got a big event. They got events happening on tonight, tomorrow, all week long here. So check them out. Go to indigenouscannabis.org. Indigenouscannabis.org. It was Rob Perro and Mary Jane was the lady that was here and just had a great talk. So I'm here because kind of it's my birthright and it's my job here. To promote nativeamericans.com. So if you go there, it's a website for Native Americans. And if you have any connection with that in your life, my co-host who kind of jumped off was Cole Peters, who created the website. So we'll get the creator eventually back up here to talk about the website, why he created it, why he had the vision to create it, and along with his co-worker, person that he was with, Zor, as well. And they brought me in as a host because they like, Amon, you've done this before. You don't get nervous and all that. And I'm like, yeah, and funny to see you nervous because you're never nervous. Usually when we're out and about, and they always dropping craziness conversations. You're goofy, OG Johnson, and chat. So we're streaming right now on LinkedIn, YouTube, and now on Amon Green TV. What's up, Bane? And X. So I'm at the Reservation Economic Summit here till Wednesday night. Thursday morning, I'm coming back to Houston. But yeah, it's people, tribes of all nations here to advocate, to fundraise, to ask for help, to spread awareness, to let people know their voice. And that's the whole reason I'm here, to find my do research. On my background, my heritage, and part of my heritage is being Native, Choctaw, Muskego Creek. I'm gonna find out which one for sure. I've been on that mission for a little bit over a year now, and I'm gonna get it closed out. I'm gonna find what the my origin story is. Basically, we talk about gamer lounge stuff. It's your origin gaming story. What's up, fellas? Good. We're streaming. It's Shay, my man George. We just had a good talk with Mary Jane and was it Rob Peril?
Yeah, Rob Peril.
Yeah, with the cannabis, with indigenouscannabis.com. We just had a good talk with him.
Yeah, I just saw Mary Jane when we walked by.
Yeah, I was like, and then Cole, when he said her name, first I'm like, you messing with me, right? He's like, no, that's her real name. Oh,
I thought the same thing. It's crazy.
yeah, no, I met her last year actually, but when I'm talking about like last year when he, dude. So we just did some of the. We're live now, so we're just taking a little break. Yeah, that's it. How's it going for you guys?
Good, busy.
All right. Hey, when you got time, just come sit down and chit chat. We can talk about what y'all do. We'll get you on the cast here. You know, where y'all headed now?
Get some food.
Oh, gotcha.
Some lunch and fuel up. But yeah, you'll be here.
Yeah, I'll be here probably maybe. I'm trying to wait till Cole back because I think he left on purpose and like don't want to be on camera. It's like, bro, we put this in his face, he gets all nervous. Any other time he's saying dumb stuff, like, bro. So I'm waiting for him to get him on to explain why he created the podcast and the website, stuff like that. So, but I'm just talking to the chat right now, filling them in on what's going on here. Panels, some people talking about finance and initiatives, stuff like that goes on here. So I'm just spectating on the street. That's it. Yep.
You want to just bang out a conversation real quick?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Let's do it. Hand me that bag real quick. Yeah, what's the name? Do that here. Let's see. All right. We gotta get an interview going right now. I just want to check this. They dropped this off right before you guys got here. This is all camera. This stuff we don't need. We already good here. They gave us the banner, but the banner don't have the stand.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, All right, let me get this camera set up. Okay, got George over there. Get the bigger picture I can see. All right, me and Shay right here, George over here. So solar.
Yep.
Solar bear.
Renewable energy development, economic development.
Okay. All right. So we got two gentlemen here that are, I'll say, not from Wisconsin, but
I'm from Minnesota.
oh yeah,
I'm from.
yeah. So one is from Wisconsin, but the upper Midwest where it's cold and blizzard and snow getting dumped on. Almost didn't make it out of Eau Claire last week, but we got Solar Bear, right?
Sun Bear.
Sun Bear. So, excuse me. Sun Bear Industries is a solar company, right? Renewable energy company, which is obviously something of I say at this time, right? It's a new technology out, and it helps people with their homes save money, things of that nature. So introduce Shay here and my man George over there. And how you say your last name, George? Sochek and Shay Mitchell. And so they also two former teammates, right?
In the rec league.
In the rec league, okay. But now are in a space. Not only are they in the business they're in, being native here, spreading their word, spreading their awareness about their company, right? And so you could grab the mic, Shay, be up on the mic. Give the audience your job title and what you guys are, what you're doing.
Yeah, cool. Shay Mitchell. I'm a strategic consultant at Sun Bear Industries. We're a minority-owned firm. We've been operating for almost 5 years. Me personally, I oversee a lot of our marketing and media, communications, outreach, client interactions, engagements, community engagement, and a little bit of workforce development. And then I supplement George and Isaiah where I can, and just try to fit in as best as I can with what we got going on.
Gotcha. So social media and all that stuff.
Heavy on LinkedIn. As George has done a great job on our website. We kind of tie all of our medias together. So whether it's videos or literature, white papers, case studies, you can find that both on the website or on LinkedIn too.
Nice. And what's the website, real quick?
Sun Bear Industries. www.sunbearindustries.com.
Gotcha. All right, to pass the mic to George. So, job and your title and what you do to make this business go.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the time here.
No problem.
Shay, set a good introduction of a little bit about what we do. Sunbear was the third entity that we all started together after 2 residential and commercial solar companies that we started about 5 years ago. Then we started Sunbear. So Sunbear is a renewable energy and infrastructure company with a strategy and advisory side of the company. We do a lot in consulting, a lot in development, a lot in pre-construction planning, feasibility studies, this type of work. Myself, I pretty much oversee everything we do within creative financing, putting proposals together, presenting, looking at new strategies we can implement to develop new workflows within some of the systems and processes we do. We look at tax credit financing, trying to find innovative tax credits within energy infrastructure, whether that's solar, geothermal, biomass, wind, hydro, just kind of the full renewable energy landscape.
Right.
And then we bridge the gap right now by creating innovative digital tools for our clients to be able to organize their systems and processes and keep a steady line of communication between all stakeholders involved in all projects.
Wow. So explain one of those, you mentioned it right at the end, one of those programs or initiatives that helps them organize everything, your clients, like you said. How does that work?
Yeah,
what is
definitely.
that?
I mean, it can look different for any specific client we work with. I mean, one of the hardest challenges working with tribes specifically is that, they all work differently. There's
Correct.
no one, uniform solution that you can implement into every single tribe to keep that same level of organization. Some departments are set up differently with people who make decisions and how, new projects get passed along into these communities. And so, a digital tool could be something like feasibility that's no longer static. It's more so an interactive report. It's livable, something that multiple stakeholders from different departments can see, take a look at, and understand what's going on within, another department of the tribe.
Gotcha. So you guys are 30-somethings sitting here, right? 20-something?
I'm the oldest of the 3. I'm 26.
Oh, 20-something.
I'm 25.
Oh, I thought you 30-something. Sorry about that. I
The disrespect.
Hey, they was all put together, professional guys already at it, so I love it. So locked in.
Got age working against us. Got to work extra hard.
Yeah. Yep. So make sure you got the mic on that. So my next question is on that. Starting at the age you're at, what's been biggest learning experience for you getting in there, and what was something like, because coming from the sporting world, playing basketball, you kind of already have the discipline. Right. So what was something that from that discipline you might have learned that you didn't pick up in playing in basketball, playing in traditional sports, being in this industry?
Yeah, I mean, I think, I guess it probably goes back to watching film.
Right.
You study the game, you study whatever you're doing, you want to be the best at what you do. And I think from day one, Isaiah in particular, because he was out there, he was networking, he was putting himself in situations that might have at the time been uncomfortable or new to him, but he's a sponge and we're all sponges.
Right.
So
Isaiah, where's he at in the company?
Isaiah's our CEO.
He's the CEO.
Yeah,
Okay,
Isaiah Ness, our CEO.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I think for all of us, it's just that learning curve, getting over it. And like you said, discipline. So discipline to learn everything that we possibly can about the industry that we're in.
Yeah.
How to support our clients, our partners, and anyone else involved in the best way that we possibly can, and do it in do it the correct way.
Right.
Because there's a right way to do things, there's a wrong way to do things, and the approach that we take are something that we're proud of. We have 100% client retention rate.
Oh, wow.
So
that's amazing.
Yep. And I mean, at this point, everyone we work with is like family.
That's a good business. Yep.
I think it's just absorbing information and knowledge from everyone around us and figuring out new and creative ways to implement that in what we do every day is one of the biggest takeaways I've had up until this point.
Awesome. Because that right there, 100% retention. What's up, Coach?
How you doing?
I'm good. How you
to
doing?
see you.
We'll be talking.
All right,
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Oh man, Coach with him at the Native All-Star game that was in Minnesota this past November. Wow. Yep. I was the head coach. We end up losing by not by much, 5-6 points. They had a goon squad though.
Is that annual?
Yeah.
Sunday annual? Yep. When is that?
So it's gonna be November again, the week before Thanksgiving.
Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect.
So right there in Minneapolis. Cool. So
yeah, I'll either be there or I'll be in the woods. So. November, yes sir.
Oh, deer hunting. Yeah. Between Minnesota and Wisconsin, for sure. Cool. For sure. Darn it, lost my train of thought with that.
My biggest takeaway from business.
Yep.
Up until this point.
Yep. So for George, give it to you. Same question. Biggest takeaway: understanding, transitioning, but we're all athletes here, former, and knowing that you showed me how to do it right. We could do it. This now, somebody giving us the opportunity to really do our job. So what was that like transferring over? Because we knew playing in the sports that we play, my sport, y'all sport, we knew that, okay, I do this and this, I'm gonna be the starter. I'm gonna be that guy. So now this is a whole different world. You transition over. So what was that experience like? All right, now this is not on the court. This is something now in the office, and now I gotta prove to this this client here that what I'm going to explain to them or give to them is going to work, basically.
Yeah, definitely. Say don't be afraid to try something new just because you haven't practiced it. You can't prepare for everything always. There might be something new that you've never seen before, and you got to pivot, persevere, figure out how to create a solution. And if it's not something that you've done before, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, And one of the things getting into entrepreneurship that I think was crucial for us in the beginning is we weren't afraid of failure, because if we failed and we had a big learning lesson and we quit, then we lost, right? Yeah. We lost. If we quit, we lost. But if you fail with intention and go out there with the intention of learning from your mistakes and pivoting and understanding how to get back and do it the right way, you're going to find success always.
Yeah, and I kind of brightened up because one of my guys in the chat, when we're doing the gaming stuff, I've always brought that up. Man, he'd be like, "Oh man, we about to lose it." I'm like, "But we're learning right now. We might be playing COD or Halo." My man Akido right there. I brought I'm like, you basically repeated what I say to him on a daily basis when we're playing Call of Duty or something. But I got that from my space too. When I was in the football world or just, traditional sports space, growing up as a kid, I 100% learned more from when I got our butt kicked in the game. Then now where I'm at now, I'm in the media, I'm doing social, I'm doing podcasts, like I said, I'm giving it 100%. I'm gonna fail forward. That mistake I just made where the audio wasn't working right or the camera wasn't right. You know what? Now I know to check that before I hit the live button. Things of that nature. And we work together, so it's stuff that we do all the time, and that aspect of it to make sure we know what we're doing.
Learning curve, and everything becomes more easy.
Yep.
That's just like working with clients too. Is the initial interaction, we might go over the plan set, go over our goals and all our initiatives. But we might be working together for 2 months, and then we find out something new, and then we're that much better prepared for working with that client again or working with the next tribe. That might have a similar situation that we have to adapt to and provide a solution.
Yeah. So, question for both of y'all. You can start off, George, or it don't matter, anybody. Why solar power? I was like, when I heard that, I was like, man. I said, that's sharp.
Yeah, I think looking at the economics of solar,
right?
The cost of solar has dropped dramatically over the last 10, 15 years. So the price of it being a realistic alternative form of energy for any owner, right? Residential home, facility owner, or community, those economic financial returns have become a lot more attractive in the last 10 years, really, than they ever were.
Got it. Okay.
And so solar provides that opportunity where, you know, if you live off grid somewhere, or you're a community, you're building a home, your only previous option was to connect to the utility grid.
Correct.
You know? And so when you connect to the utility grid, your electricity rates are always going to be increasing. You are facing a liability that's never going away, and it's always going to increase. And so what's happening in society right now is that electricity prices are rising faster than inflation, and the increase in people's incomes. And so what's happening is the cost of living is increasing faster than people's incomes are increasing.
Right.
And electricity is one of the biggest issues of that whole dynamic, where in America specifically, we will reach an inflection point where there will be millions of Americans being disconnected from the electricity grid because they can't afford their electricity. So solar has become that tool that allows us to make that change.
Right.
Make it at the residential level, at the commercial level, but most of our work is at the community level, where we implement, you know, solutions of ownership that allow new cost-saving mechanisms back into the community to restore the community, bring more economic prosperity to the community, create jobs.
Wow. Yeah. You want to add to that, Shay?
Yeah, I'll just add short and sweet. I think ownership and resilience.
Gotcha.
So ownership, you know, owning the system, owning the processes behind the system, owning the maintenance and operations of that system, and owning the intellectual, you know, the knowledge behind how to get a project started, get it off the ground, build it, and maintain it for generations to come.
Gotcha.
And then also on the resiliency side, just an example of a project that we've done is a solar and battery backup elder home system, specifically for critical infrastructure such as healthcare devices and whatnot, that in a spot like the Menominee Nation, where power outages are frequent, you can't have medical devices.
Yeah, somebody, they got a defibrillator or something like that, right?
And so, I mean, just like something like that, I mean, keeping the elders of your community safe, and they have the confidence to know that when, you know, a tornado comes through and knocks down some power lines, and the surrounding communities lose their power for a day, 2 days, 3 days. Yep. And they're one of the last places, I mean, in Wisconsin to get service,
to get the help,
during outages.
Yep.
And so, you know, anyone outfitted with a system that we put up, solar battery backup, I mean, they're resilient.
Gotcha.
Power can go down.
Power outage we heard 2 weeks.
Yep.
That's what, for me in Texas, I was in Hurricane Ike for 2 weeks. We had a generator running our house, so I would run the generator during the day to keep the refrigerator.
Yep.
And then at night we would watch maybe one movie and then turn it off so we could save, because it was a diesel generator. So I definitely know what that feels like.
Yep, absolutely.
I have power for 2 weeks.
So yeah, I would say, like I said, resiliency and ownership.
Gotcha, man. That's crazy. How much time you got? Because I know you said you had a little bit of time. You can squeeze it in. Yeah. Let you guys go to eat. Last question: are y'all in Texas? I like saving money.
we can be in Texas if you need us.
What? Man, when George talking about inflation, and that's going to be a point to where people in America, not just Wisconsin or Minnesota, can't pay their electrical bill. And y'all in it, so y'all know it. Y'all see it coming. That is crazy.
So we actually work with specific communities where we see the worst scenarios happening right now. And so nationally, a severe energy burden for a household is around 6%. Okay, so that's factoring in.
So that's 6% of their budget or income.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly. So the communities we work with are seeing 11%, 15%, 20%. And these communities, the median income is $20,000 a year.
Wow.
So you have 50% of your community making $20,000 a year. And if they are living in homes that were built in the 1930s and the 1940s,
and they're over 100 years old.
They're not efficient. Their electricity bills are really high. They're needing to stay, warm in the winter and cool in the summer. And so those are the people that are being affected the most. And like yourself, you can look at that and of course, you might not have that same, high energy burden for yourself, but you can look at those economics and say, well, even myself, if I'm in middle class or upper class, as Americans, just talking, for most of middle class America, like, the electricity rates are not going to go down.
Right.
That's not going to happen. So if you can eliminate some of those biggest expenses and liabilities, as a family, for your family,
correct.
Be able to put that money away and do somewhere else.
Yeah. So when I say one thing, most of my chats in Minnesota and Wisconsin. So look them up,
Shout out Minnesota.
Look them up. Look them up. They'll definitely come help y'all situation out if need be, especially with like I said, we were just talking about the winter storm that just hit last weekend. How many power? Because I know I was in Green Bay for 20 plus years, and I know I could count on probably at least 1.5 hands how many blackouts or power outages we had because of the blizzard or a thunder blizzard, where it rains and then all the power lines get taken down because of the trees.
Gets iced out.
Yep, gets iced out. Yeah. I mean, I've been a part of that like at least 5 times in the 20 year that we lived there. So
we just completed a off-grid project up in North Dakota where we have 77 kilowatts of solar. We have around 300 kilowatt hours of batteries, and we have a diesel generator. So it's a buffalo farm, completely off grid out there in North Dakota, and they've been running off of diesel generators since they opened up the facility. But they're always breaking.
Right.
They're always breaking. They're having to repair them. So the way that system actually works is pretty interesting. Basically, solar power is going to power the facility first. So you have the sun in the sky, solar power is going to be powering the facility. If the production decreases a little bit, the batteries will kick in, power the facility. And if the solar panels aren't producing and the batteries aren't producing, so the batteries have been drained, the solar panels, there's clouds in the sky, it's nighttime, whatever the reason is, there's not enough production to run the facility. That's when the generator will kick in, and the generator will send power to the grid, to the microgrid that we built, to the facility. And it will charge the batteries at the same time. So then once the batteries are
recycling, basically.
Yep. Nice. And so we have 3 different softwares all being communicating on that facility to regulate power control for that facility specifically.
Nice. Yeah, because it was funny. I was just driving up to see my daughter in Dallas with my granddaughter, and I saw a sign that was advertising bomb shelters. And I'm sitting there like, in between listening to this and thinking about that, I was like I say, y'all in Texas? We need to chat, because I'm like, they're advertising bomb shelters in the Dallas area. What they know that we don't know, about the work. Right. It's like, come on. I was like, yes.
It's comfortability and preparedness.
Yeah. Because I looked at it like when we were building our house in Houston, I looked at solar and I was like, want to put it because we got a place that we're going to have 70% sun, a bit more than Wisconsin being in Green Bay, right? And the biggest thing I know my wife was worried about was like the fact that like the panels, like if it is a residential, y'all put the panels on the roof. Yeah. Does that cause? Because she was all worried about like the nail, like if it's the nails or whatever breaks through the wood to, solidify the panels on there. Is that an issue from rain seeping in through those cracks and everything?
It's a common question we get all the time in the solar space. The seals of those specific, drill bolts within the home are very secure. These companies that are manufacturing the products all have 20, 25-year warranties on this stuff where if something were to happen, they're going to replace it. So they wouldn't put that warranty in place if they thought they were going to have all these problems in the first place,
we're going to have a conversation when I get home. with my wife. She's probably watching right now. So
it doesn't always have to be on the roof.
he knows Marie. So. He knows.
Come on, unless it makes us money.
She's a tough conversation.
Yep.
So,
Well,
babe, you heard that, right?
You can do ground mounts.
Okay, there you go.
On residential.
Didn't know that. See, I didn't know that.
You just need space.
Right.
And
we got plenty of backyard space. We got a nice backyard. So yeah, we're gonna be talking.
Most of them, if not all of the older homes.
Yep. Most
Because they're older homes.
Yep.
And they have the space.
Gotcha.
And another good clarification on if you are getting a roof mount is one of the warranties you will want to check is your roof warranty. So who did the roofing?
Correct.
Because you want to make sure that the roofing company and the solar company are on the same page.
I was just about to say
nobody
that.
voids each other's warranties and does something that they shouldn't have. So it's just making sure you keep that communication between everybody that's a part of the project, everybody that had some sort of work involved in the project. And I mean, the future, what we're going to see is with battery packs. I mean, batteries are innovating really fast. We're going to see a lot of more batteries at the residential level.
Right.
There's virtual power plants, which is a new innovative form of energy sharing within communities. So specifically, it's being done in California right now, but the rest of the United States is trying to implement it. Where let's say you have a solar system at your house and you have a battery, right? And your battery is fully charged up, but you don't need that power.
Correct.
Your neighbor might need that power, right? So then you're giving that power to your neighbor, and you're seeing those bill reductions on your utility. So it's a virtual power plant. There's a lot of innovation happening in that space in terms of how neighbors can actually, communities can have more individual control over their power ownership within solar and batteries.
Gotcha. Nice. Thank you, George, for that. Wow.
So if you can give your best sales pitch right now, are y'all in sales?
Hey, get the mic, man.
So if you guys give your best sales pitch right now and just sell somebody, what would you do? Like, say if I'm selling a car at Eagle Auto, I'm like, hey, what's up?
You want me to sell a car?
I don't know. I can sell you a car. Something solar.
Yeah, I just say understand that it doesn't make sense for everybody. It's not, hey, this solar system's great for everybody. It's not. It's dependent upon your situation and your family's goals. And if you are a community or a stakeholder that's making a decision that's not for residential, you have to weigh all factors and all variables within an investment like this, because you are purchasing an asset for your home or for your facility, for your community. And so if you're going to move out of your house in 3 to 4 years and you just bought it and your ROI is on your solar is 6 years, maybe it's not the best choice for you, right?
Sure.
So these are just some of the questions you got to ask. You got to understand the financials and understand what all that looks like. Because if you can talk to somebody who is an expert and understands this, there's always a good investment with solar. It just depends on your living situation.
The other question is,
Mike.
The other question is, like, so with us, we got finance companies that'll obviously finance cars. Do y'all have like finance companies that'll finance solar roofs?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do have financial companies that do finance solar. In the community space, we work with more community development institutions, or CDFIs.
Oh, okay.
So these are communities these are organizations that can apply for funding, and they specifically allocate that funding into disadvantaged communities. And so typically your cost of capital, which is your interest rates within what you're borrowing. So if you're solely borrowing from a bank at 5%, your cost of capital is 5%. But if you're a CDFI and you have a grant, and then you have one financial partner that's lending to you at 2%,
right?
You have one financial partner that's lending to you at 3%, you're going to have a cumulative cost of capital. That's that interest rate. And so CDFIs working with communities, they're really able to lower that interest rate than traditional banks or credit unions in your local community. So, but there are what's called green banks, which are financing institutions that only lend to alternative energy. And a lot of those are in the residential space, commercial space, community space as well.
Gotcha. Shay, I want to ask you this question. So, from a marketing standpoint, what's your support look like for getting that the help they need for what George is talking about, to I say information wise and like content wise, and if it's the website, if it's social media, how does that support look when you and your team got to put something out there for advertising, promotion or stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think most of what we've done up until this point, if not all of it, has been organic.
Oh, okay.
So organic outreach, all of our followings on all of our social medias have been organic. We haven't paid for promotions,
Which is good. Yeah,
right.
It
And
gets
some of
pricey.
yeah,
It gets pricey.
and it's just from a connection standpoint. The more people you meet, the more
Word of mouth spreads.
yeah, the more word of mouth spreads.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a couple of videos out there that really do a great job explaining what we do. We've done a good job circulating those videos.
Nice.
We've also released one white paper, working on finalizing a second one that also outlines the work we do with tribal nations.
Gotcha.
We're putting together case studies on all of our clients
So
right now, so you can see a more in-depth overview
the
of
stats of everything.
stats of what we do and how the communities we've been involved with have been affected positively from just overall development in that area. And then, I think getting Isaiah Ness in front of as many people as possible, because the dude is great at what he does. He's a great speaker. He's a great leader.
There you go.
He is somebody that even, despite being 25 years old, a lot of people look up to him. And it's just because he's taken that organic, authentic approach to everything that we do.
Good.
And I mean, it's made what I do on the marketing end extremely easy. Extremely easy. But I think as we grow and as we continue to progress, it's just being creative.
Right.
We're always looking at new ways to improve. So, man, I'm really trying to put my creative hat on this year, and
there you go,
because things are moving fast.
That's
just always build on what we got going on, and we got a lot of cool projects coming up, and there'll be a lot of information that we put out on all those projects. So I hope everybody can tune in and follow along. So
that means more content.
More content, more videos, more photos, all of them.
Yep. Nice.
TikToks? Yeah.
So I know y'all about to eat. So this is the last question. Just let everybody know in the chat where they can find you, website, social media wise. Let them know.
Yeah, Instagram, Sunbury Industries, LinkedIn, same thing, Sunbury Industries, and then sunburyindustries.com. Website, you can sit there and you can take 30 minutes to go through, and by the time you're done, I think you'll hopefully understand a lot more about what we do.
Gotcha.
When you started.
Yeah, so my time. So you got George.
Yeah, I just add, again, Amon, Cole, thank you guys for letting us come on here. I'd say really what Sunbear Industries is about is we are a sustainability advisory firm. So everything we do is focused on enterprise development from a sustainable angle, meaning we want to create sustainable foundations within enterprises that are going to be there for generations. This is a repeating cycle of growth for a community, and they just needed a partner to help them get it going. And that's really what we are. So
that's what hey, I like that. That's what I said. Y'all in Texas. I'm gonna have a conversation with my wife when I get home. Like, babe, you saw the show, right? Okay. But no, thank you, Shay. Yeah, good talking mill business. Now we're hanging out together anyway too. So I got my Xbox with me. We got good sports conversations already going on. So we're gonna talk more tonight anyway. Yeah, we're all week long really with these guys. So I know they're gonna grab some grub now. Appreciate y'all coming in.
Appreciate everybody.
Yep. And yes, so we're gonna take a lunch break. Actually, we're gonna be done for the day. Yeah. So there ain't no break. I'm done for the day. So Akido, thank you for jumping in. OG John. Who else was in here? What's up, Zarian? Oh, what's up, Walter? How you doing, man? How you doing? So yeah, we're gonna your Goofy, OG John, and everybody jumping in the chat. We had Indigenous Cannabis, Solar Bear Technology Industries as well, talking, sharing their information here at RES 2026. So we're about to go get me some food because I am a little bit hungry, a little bit parched. I need a little water. But I appreciate y'all jumping in for the conversation we just had with Shay and George. Me and my guy Cole. Actually, I'm at Cole. As soon as you get out of the phone, so this is your stream. So what is the show is, so even though we're on a Mind Green TV, this is a Mind Green TV in NativeAmericans.com podcast. Yep. So he has to, we got to close it out with him. So you got the mic.
All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all swinging through, checking everything out.
So tell them the rundown. So NativeAmerican.com, real quick, and we'll get off.
So the rundown for NativeAmericans.com, it's just like an all-in-one platform that you can go, and it's for anybody. We have a real history section that dates back, 20,000 years. We have a bunch of cool stuff on there. A powwow trail. We got a bunch of museums. Like if you want to just map stuff out. We have just a whole networking section for it. We just launched CouncilSuite.com, and it's basically a software that can run a whole tribe from any department. It's got HR, it's got you name it, projects, all the above. So yeah, we're excited. That's why we're here at Res, kind of network and push our brand forward. So yeah, I'm excited. So and then we got Gary Farmer. He should be here soon. But yeah, we'll definitely go live probably tomorrow and get her going again.
We'll going live tomorrow too?
Good.
Oh, okay. I'm fine with that.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
We'll have the 24-hour ban off. Hey, his YouTube was banned.
Yeah.
So that's why we didn't go on the NativeAmericans.com channel on it's on YouTube. So you can follow it, subscribe now. We'll be on that probably tomorrow. So it won't. So it's at the ban is all it be lifted off. So tonight they said 11:30 or something like that.
Cheers, y'all.
Yep. So Akado said, or Alan said, shaking my head, Cole.
And there's Alan. What's up, Alan?
Yeah, that's Alan. He's in the chat. Yep. So yeah, we're done for the day. Thanks for jumping in, everyone. We gave out websites, so NativeAmericans.com, IndigenousCannabis.com, SolarBearIndustries.com. Oh no, Sunbear Industries, or just Sunbear.
And then so this is our first podcast, so we're not technically banned, but I think it's
it's not banned. I'm joking.
It's a 24-hour wait period.
Yeah, wait period. I was just joking with him because he's always joking with me.
I just want to clarify that.
Yeah, you ain't banned.
For Amon makes me look like I was looking at like I don't know, some naughty stuff or something.
It wasn't.
It's just it's a wait thing.
No, I was messing with him. So yeah, just a wait period. So we'll be on NativeAmericans.com podcast, YouTube tomorrow or Wednesday, coming up. But great show today. Like I said, Sunbear Industries.
Sunbear, and then we got
Sunbear IndigenousCannabis.org.
And then we got Mary Jane.
And then Mary Jane, which is the IndigenousCannabis.org. You can check that out. NativeAmericans.com, check that out. And then Sunbear, check that out. Sunbear is in the Midwest, upper Midwest, so Wisconsin, Minnesota for sure, maybe Iowa. I got to get them to Texas because I got to have that life too.
Yeah.
Save some energy, especially that the power bill. Hey, we don't even know what power company. We got like 2 power companies in Houston.
Damn.
It's ridiculous. You got CenterPoint
and they're all Reliant
too.
They're all monopolies.
We're paying CenterPoint Energy and Reliant.
Wow.
And like, why? Yeah, it don't make sense. So I want to get them guys coming down to Texas for sure. So, all right, guys, we had a good time. Akado, peace.
Alan,
he said, Cole, ? You better call him. Call him.
Hit me up, Alan.
All right.
Chat soon.
So we had a good time. Talk to y'all later. Peace. Get the banners up as we do. Oh, wait, not the banners. The assets. Turn on the music first. I know I can't hear it because it's so loud, but I know I'm going to turn it on anyway. We got the music right there. Get that dance pop. And then hit the assets. All right, y'all have a good day. See y'all. Hasta mañana.